Hey guys, welcome to Weekly Weird News, and this episode is sponsored by Vincero.
This week's episode's coming in a bit earlier than usual because Ricky's getting married up in the bayous of northern Georgia this weekend.
Doesn't exist.
Well, I was initially worried that there just wouldn't be enough news material to work off of in such a short amount of time to deliver the kind of quality content that you've come to expect. But, thank the Lord, Jacob Wohl has saved the day once again by doing the kind of absolutely stupid shit that he alone is capable of.
At this point, it almost seems like we call him up on the phone and say, Jacob,
I'm in a tight spot here. I'm gonna need 4 pages.
We need some, you corn, cobbin, wonder cunt, son of a bitch. The saying goes that the definition of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Isn't that insanity?
Whatever.
By that definition, though, whatever it is, Jacob Wohl, he might actually be the stupidest person alive.
Or the craziest.
Once again, he has attempted to orchestrate an elaborate hoax meant to smear a supposed enemy of the president. And once again, that hoax has absolutely fallen apart under just the slightest bit of scrutiny. It's incredible how he is not behind bars. It really confuses me.
It really just crushes the last bit of faith I had in any sort of cosmic justice. The fact that this man is walking free among us, just doing scams every 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, just pumping out content, just nonstop. So here, the headline from Splinter News, it basically sums all of this up. World's biggest moron appears to have done it again. Just a beautiful piece of wordsmanship.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great headlines. People are really just like, they're like, well, if I have to write about this dipshit, I'm at least gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
Because he's wasting everyone's time. It was amusing. Like I think I'm at the point where this doesn't even amuse me anymore, and it just makes me angry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the first couple times it's like, look at that guy, he's got egg on his face. But it's like he loves the egg on his face.
Yeah.
He gets off on cringe.
He likes the taste of shit. Yes. Every time he gets his face shoved in his own shit, and he's like, joke's on you, buddy. I love the taste of my own shit.
It's a weird fetish, but we're not here to judge, okay, Jacob?
Anyway, as for what he's done again, well, in short, he's tried to frame presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg, Mayor Pete, for rape. And look, we should first just really quickly recap this dipshit's backstory. Jacob Wohl, not Mayor Pete. In case you've never heard of him or you've managed to overwrite his memory with something more worthy of your brain cells. And it's a lot, especially considering the boy's just 21 years old.
But even though he looks 30.
This kind of shit does not age you well.
No.
But yeah, Jacob Wohl's prolific rise and fall began when, at just 17 years old, he became the world's youngest hedge fund manager, and then not long after became the world's youngest person to be banned from futures trading for life because he allegedly lied to and stiffed a bunch of his clients. Young Jake had gotten a taste of both fame and infamy, and despite not knowing the difference between those two things, he was now cursed to spend the rest of his life seeking more of it. And seek he did.
This is like some fucking weird quest that someone passed down to him, and he was like, watch me as I become the most prolific fuck-up of all time.
Yeah, it's like he has like a bomb in his neck, and if his name doesn't appear in the news every 4 to 6 weeks.
In a derogatory sense.
Yeah, in just really negative, condescending context, his body will explode.
Yeah.
He's doing this to survive.
Yeah. But in the wake of the whole futures trading scandal thing, it was perfect timing for young Jacob Wohl because he got to hitch his wagon to the Trump train.
Woo!
Yeah. Jacob Wohl, he's a big fan of the president, and he's been on board since the beginning.
OG fan.
Yeah, exactly. He launched a podcast called Offended America that featured possibly the worst podcast cover art ever produced. And when that fizzled out after just 4 episodes, he launched the Washington Reporter podcast, which fell apart after 9 episodes. See, he did a little bit better than Idiots Watching Anime, but still not by much. Now, all the while, he appeared to be spending every moment of his free time waiting for Twitter to notify him when the president posted a new tweet so that he could jump right on and reply guy the shit out of that tweet. And in between Trump's tweets, he'd keep the content flowing with laughably made-up stories about him sitting in liberal coffee shops and overhearing liberals say that they secretly love Donald Trump, as well as pushing whatever bullshit George Soros conspiracy happened to be trending that day. Basically, he would go to like the r/the Donald subreddit and just take everything at face value and run with it.
Yeah.
And actually just be like, as a journalist, I'm actually going to prove that this is right.
Yeah, and literally no one, even people on his own side politically, take him all that seriously.
I think people did at first.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Because
nowadays,
we all know that there's a very good, it's a very worthwhile thing for people to have a useful idiot around.
Yeah.
And he fit that mold pretty well.
Yeah.
But now, the useful idiot's not useful anymore because he's exposed himself as just an idiot.
Yeah, that's, fair enough. Now, Wohl's notoriety was pretty much just contained to Twitter. If you weren't on Twitter, you didn't know about him. But on Twitter, he was either seen as a shameless clown or a bright young conservative superstar, depending on your perspective. That changed, though, in October of last year when Jacob Wohl became a household name, thanks to his involvement in a pathetically flawed attempt to accuse Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller of rape. Getting some deja vu here. Now, the plot involved a fake intelligence agency, staffed entirely by stock photo models and world-famous actors, a press conference in which Wohl's co-conspirator Jack Berkman had his fly down the whole time, very serious person, and a victim who never bothered to show up and who later said that she'd been tricked into the whole thing. Needless to say, the whole debacle only served to make a lot more people aware of what a stupid fucking moron Jacob Wohl is. So, mission accomplished.
Yeah. Wohl spent the next few months trying to draw up conspiracies about Kamala Harris not being born in America and Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg being secretly dead. But his Twitter career came to a swift end in February when he was interviewed by USA Today and happily told him about his plans to use an army of fake Twitter accounts to spread disinformation in the lead up to the 2020 election. That's against Twitter terms of service, so they very quickly banned his account, along with the various fake accounts that he was running, like Women for Schultz and Millennials for Schultz. And so obviously he was apparently hoping to boost the former Starbucks CEO's perceived popularity to try and split the Democratic vote in 2020. Little did he know, the Democrats were gonna do a good enough job of that on their own. You know
Jacob,
what?
we got this.
We're gonna run 20 candidates. And you can't even name all of them. It's, anyways, he also ran an account called Jacob Wohl for Treason, which he used to talk shit on himself.
Yeah, he literally had an account just to keep his name in people's mouths, even if it was in a negative context.
But that's okay, man.
Because he does not know the difference between fame and infamy.
Because I like the abuse.
Yeah. He may be getting off on all of this.
I'm sure
it would not surprise me at all.
I'm sure he has a paddle with his name on it.
Ooh, have I been a bad boy on Twitter?
Not here to judge. Not here to judge.
No judging.
No.
But I don't know. It's all very strange. Another one of his fake accounts, though, was Drake Holmes 612, a, quote, diversity coordinator, Minneapolis-born and raised, hater of racists, homophones, and bigots. Now, Wohl actually managed to get some use out of that one, by which we mean he used it to commit a crime. Just before his Twitter ban, Wohl had joined forces with fellow lunatic moron Laura Loomer on a trip to Minneapolis for a documentary. That documentary was released not long after the ban. In it, he and Loomer tried and failed to prove that Representative Ilhan Omar is married to her own brother, and during the course of their visit, they received some very serious death threats on Twitter, which they brought to the local police. Except, the threat that they reported was from user Drake Holmes 612, one of Jacob Wohl's fake accounts. So the only thing to really come out of that documentary was video evidence that Jacob Wohl had filed a false police report, which is just a new milestone in self-ownage.
Yeah, he had himself filmed doing it.
Yeah.
Also, just a great scene where they knock on someone's door and just wait.
Yeah,
and
it's literally 12 minutes.
And the music is building and building.
12 minutes of the most annoying, 30-second, loop of shitty, dramatic music. Well, absolutely nothing happens.
Now, there's, of course, a lot more in the way of details in Jacob Wohl's backstory, and it really paints a detailed picture of what a loser he is, but you'll just have to watch all of our old videos or look into it yourself. It's absolutely worth your time if you got nothing else going on.
Yeah.
But let's get into what Jacob Wohl did this time. On Sunday night, a Medium.com user named Hunter Kelly created a post titled, "Pete Buttigieg sexually assaulted me," which was exactly what it sounded like. It alleged that Democratic presidential candidate and mayor of South Bend, Indiana, Pete Buttigieg, who is gay, had sexually assaulted this person back in February. It didn't really provide any detail at all about how or where or when it had happened, or even what exactly he was accusing Buttigieg of. But Hunter Kelly is absolutely a real person who matches the photo used on Medium and attends college in Michigan, like the article says.
Oh boy, here it is. very serious allegations here, which were, of course, then shared all over social media and on conservative websites like Big League Politics and The Gateway Pundit, at least for a few hours on Monday morning. Many outlets, though, including lots of conservative outlets, and even fucking Infowars, were skeptical of it.
When Infowars is skeptical of your story, it's...
You've really fucked up.
Yeah.
When Infowars is like, I don't know, this sounds like bullshit. And turned out that the actual journalists over at the Daily Beast, they had lots of reasons to doubt the authenticity of that Medium.com post and the accusations contained in it, because they had just received a tip from a guy saying that Jacob Wohl and Jack Bergman had approached him last week to try to convince him to falsely accuse Pete Buttigieg of sexual assault. That source told them that Wohl and Bergman, quote, made clear that their goal was to kneecap Buttigieg's momentum in the 2020 presidential race.
However little that momentum seems to be at this point.
Yeah, like, if you're gonna do this, why are you doing it when there's like 2 fucking years until the election? You want to save that, that's like the October surprise.
Also, he's apparently breaking the rule that we came up with on the show of if you're gonna run a scam, keep it as tight-knit as possible. I mean, it's not a rule that we came up with, it's just we vocalized it because if you are gonna run a scam, don't go asking, hey, well, if we ask 30 people, one of them's gonna say yes.
And the rest of them, they'll probably forget about it.
Yeah.
When the exact same thing that we pitched them ends up in the news in a few days. Nah.
Anyways, that source, who asked to remain anonymous for safety, he describes himself as a Trump supporter and says that a friend involved in Republican politics connected him with Wohl and Berkman, who met him in a DC restaurant and introduced themselves under false names. Even though it would be hard to imagine not being able to identify them just on visuals alone.
Yeah.
Berkman went by Matt and Wohl went by Bill.
Hello, my name's Bill. I'm 21 years old and my name is Bill. Nothing weird about that.
Nope. This source recognized Wohl, though, obviously, and wisely decided to secretly record the meeting and provided the Daily Beast with that audio recording, which they then had an audio forensics expert looked at who confirmed that it was Wohl's voice on the recording. And here's a fucking doozy of a paragraph. When the source expressed reluctance, they assured him the scheme would make him wealthy, famous, and a star in Republican politics. Wohl cited the national recognition given to Christy Blasey Ford after she accused Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault during his confirmation hearings last year.
Yeah, so that really like paints a picture of the mindset of this. Like they seem to just think that like anytime someone's accused of sexual assault, it's fake. So it's like, why should they get all the good fake accusations?
Oh,
like,
and
we can do the same thing over here.
And Ford's life was just so much easier after the accusation came out.
Yeah, she really made out great in that one.
Yeah.
Had to move and had to get weeks of death. Like, yeah, she obviously...
Rich and wealthy.
Yeah, really worked out for her. She's a real superstar. God damn it. Anyway, yeah, yikes. But that source said of the meeting, quote, I was sitting there thinking, this is the Fire Festival of political operations, which,
Yeah.
He did not agree to participate in the hoax, but Wohl he called him up a few days later to ask if, I don't know, could you recommend any friends or associates who might be down with this hoax I'm putting together? Just trying to get my feelers out there to as many people as possible so there's as many loose ends as possible when this shit inevitably hits the fan.
I'm Jacob Wohl, and my inner circle is shrinking by the day.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone that wants to be in on a scheme?
I'm Jacob Wohl, and I have no actual friends. I'm just gonna be cold calling random Republicans who I am convinced are not gonna like betray my trust at all when I ask them to accuse a presidential candidate of rape. You fucking idiot. Anyway, he asked him, his... you
got any buddies?
Yeah, and he's like, no. The source, though, he provided the Daily Beast with that phone number that Jacob Wohl had used to call him. And it turns out that phone number is listed online as the phone number for a little company called Potomac Intelligence Group, a political and corporate intelligence firm with offices in Virginia and California, which are, weirdly enough, the states that Berkman and Wohl live in, respectively.
Ooh, what superstars do they have working for them?
No recognizable faces this time, so clearly this is a real intelligence
Absolutely.
company. Yeah. Matt Teller, the fake name used by Berkman in that secretly recorded meeting, that name is listed on Potomac Intelligence website as an employee. So, again, at least fucking mix it up, Jake.
Yeah.
Jack, come on.
According to the Daily Beast, minutes after the Daily Beast reached out to Wohl and Berkman, the Potomac Intelligence website was taken down. Teller's LinkedIn page was deleted, and both of the company's phone numbers were disconnected. It was so weird that they decided to call right when all of that happened. It's weird how everything works out. So it sounds like Jacob Wohl and Jack Berkman, famous for inventing a fake private intelligence agency, have once again invented a fake private intelligence agency that again crumbles under the weight of a goddamn telephone number. But at least this time, it wasn't Jacob Wohl's mom's phone number, which was still just an incredible note in this original story.
Yeah, this time he used his own. I'm gonna use my own. I'm a big boy with my own cell phone number. But yeah, both times just literally like, shit, prepaid phones. Why didn't we get a fucking prepaid phone? Damn it.
Drug dealers have known about this for decades.
Shit, we should have gotten a phone number for our fake intelligence website that we weren't also using for all of our just daily correspondence on the phone.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next time. Fuck. The Daily Beast, they then reached out to Hunter Kelly, the author of that Medium piece, whose phone number they found very easily via his college's student directory. They told him they were reporting on what appeared to be efforts by Wohl and Berkman to drum up some false rape accusations against Pete Buttigieg, and Kelly replied via text with this: "I was unaware this was happening, but yes, it is true." He provided them with a selfie to verify his identity, and then a few hours later, he wrote a post on Facebook in which he made it very clear that he had not been sexually assaulted and had not been the one to make the accusations. Quote, "I was approached by a political figure to come to D.C. to discuss political situations from the standpoint of a gay Republican. When I arrived, they discussed Peter Buttigieg and started talking about how they would be working a campaign against him. I went to bed and woke up to a fake Twitter account and an article that I in no way endorsed or wrote."
Hunter Kelly further explained things to the Daily Beast and other outlets on Tuesday, saying Wohl had reached out to him via Signal on April 25th after they'd interacted on Instagram and pitched the idea to him. For whatever reason, probably because he also fucking sucks and deserves no sympathy in the story, Hunter Kelly agreed to meet up with Wohl and Berkman at Berkman's home in Arlington, where they showed him a draft of the Medium post. Kelly got cold feet, so Wohl told him to sleep on it. But then, when Kelly woke up the next morning, still at Berkman's house, the Medium post had already been published without his knowledge or consent.
He says that Berkman tried to calm his nerves by telling Kelly that he was now a star. And later, Berkman and Wohl offered to purchase any house he wanted.
Okay.
Wow.
Deep
pockets, these guys. This was all while they were eating Subway for lunch.
Yeah, of course.
Beautiful detail.
Yeah, the people that are going to buy you a house in cash are the ones giving you Subway for lunch.
Do you really need the footlong?
Yeah.
How much of it are you going to really need? Big avocado.
All very expensive.
Yeah.
We'll get a water cup and fill it with soda.
Then they asked him to sign off on a longer statement meant for stage 2, which would be the press conference. A stage they've so far failed to really...
They can never get to stage 2.
They just can't do it. Now Kelly, at this point, felt very intimidated. He's in Jack Berkman's house, being asked to sign this thing.
Who you can imagine whose fly is still open.
Yeah, Jack, put your fucking dick away. My God. It's a power move. He felt intimidated. He kind of he stalled him, called a family member who lived nearby to come pick him up, and then he got the hell out of there as soon as they arrived, telling Wohl on his way out that he couldn't do this because it's not the type of person he is. Now, of course, again, this is his version of events here, and he's clearly going with the angle of, I'm just a good boy that got wrapped up in some trouble. But just remember, Hunter Kelly knew exactly what was going on here. He flew to D.C. knowing full well that he was going there to participate in a political smear job involving false rape accusations. So you're under no obligation whatsoever to feel bad for this guy.
But meanwhile, Jack Berkman, who, unlike Jacob Wohl, still has a Twitter account for some reason, has basically confirmed everything about the story except the part where the rape accusations are false, saying that Hunter Kelly must have been bullied by his family and the mainstream media into recanting his very real accusations that he himself wrote on Medium.com. Big if true.
The deep state got to him.
Anyways, factoring this latest shit show into the various existing shit shows that Jacob Wohl has been involved in over the past few months, and you may be wondering to yourself just how the fuck Jacob Wohl isn't locked up behind bars right now. I asked myself that same question at the start of the episode.
Yeah.
It seems like filming yourself filing a false report, at the very least, would have gotten something. Yes, we're all wondering this. At the very least, it sounds like he's at least being investigated by the FBI over the whole surefire intelligence thing from October, and by the state of Minnesota over the death threat set to himself. But who knows if anything's going to come with that. People reach out to it. They're just like, when you reach out to like the FBI, anytime it's just like, we can't confirm or deny.
We can't tell you shit.
Yeah.
But if we're not denying it, that means it's probably happening.
In the meantime, Jacob Wohl is 100% already working on his next failed political operation, and at this point, it's just exhausting. Lock him up. We're all sick of him.
This isn't fun anymore. Like, it's just annoying. It's wasting everyone's time. I mean, it's good for journalism because it's keeping like the guys that work for the Daily Beast. They've been covering Jacob Wohl since the first go around, and they're like Jacob Wohl experts now. And like this time, they fucking caught that shit immediately. Yeah. But nah, this sucks. And also like Pete Buttigieg seems like not a rapist. It seems like a decent guy. But what's fucked up here is like if there were any actual skeletons in Pete Buttigieg's closet.
Yeah, Jacob Wohl.
Now like no one knows what to fucking trust about that. Like if there's anything from his past that's actually real and is actually something voters should know about, we now have another reason to doubt all of it because fucking Jacob Wohl came in here and tried to fabricate fucking rape accusations.
At such a weird time, too.
Yeah.
When clearly not even, like, the front runner in the race.
Well, and also, like, a week ago, like, Jack Berkman, like, clearly, priming the pump, he had tweeted, he's like, well, guys, it's looking like it's going to be Mayor Pete versus Trump in 2020. Wow. It's just like, no, like, first of all, I mean, the polling right now, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
No one can get a big enough sample size. Like, one day it's like, Joe Biden's definitely got it. And then it's like, Bernie, like, it's, no one fucking knows. It's way too early. So, like, trying to smear, like one specific
target,
Yeah, it's like, it's a waste of, like, the one shot that you had. Not that it was ever going to work, but, like, this is the least efficient way to use it.
Well, it's going to be a wild ride. Mr. Wohl's wild ride.
Put him in jail. I'm tired of him. Oh my God, here I am editing this fucking video and the news about Jacob Wohl just does not stop. After we filmed this, Will Sommer of the Daily Beast, he said he had a little more Jacob Wohl news coming. And yeah, it's here. Turns out, in addition to all the rest of his bullshit, Jacob Wohl recently attempted to raise $1 million from investors to fund another one of his intelligence firms. This one's called the Arlington Center for Political Intelligence. And the pitch for this one was literally to just push a bunch of fake news in U.S. politics and then profit off of that by placing bets accordingly, which is legal in a lot of places here in the U.S. Seems like it shouldn't be, but it is. Land of the free. Quote, ACPI plans to produce positive cash flow by selling intelligence to friendly campaigns and by placing bets alongside our backers on the political outcomes that we influence. Daily Beast, they got the pitch packet, the whole PDF, from someone that Jacob Wohl went to looking for money. They turned him down, but this is crazy. He actually cites the work of the Russian Internet Research Agency as a blueprint for how his whole thing would work. He also says he wanted to recruit moles to place in like Democrats' 2020 campaigns to sabotage it from within. And then, here on the overview page, you get a pretty good look inside the mind of Jacob Wohl, where he's basically saying here, well, the Democrats they're all cheating all the time in every election, so it's only fair that we also cheat. Unclear if anyone, actually put money into this. The people who leaked this to the Daily Beast said that as soon as they realized Jacob Wohl was behind it, they backed the fuck out. But who knows? Anyway, yeah, wow.
Anyways, it's time for a word from this week's sponsor, Vincero. Luxury watches handcrafted at fair prices. Vincero's mission is to create compelling luxury timepieces with impeccable craftsmanship to inspire as many people as possible to elevate their game and ultimately live their legacy. For Vincero, luxury is a process. It's not about specs or price, and luxury, not just a marketing term. It's about attention to detail and a step-by-step process to craft every product. That's what separates Vincero from the competition. The belief that you the loyal viewer, deserve the best.
Yeah. Vincero has sponsored us before, but they're always putting out new products like the Rogue series, which I got one of and I like. It combines the elegance that you see in all their other watches with the durability and water resistance of a sports watch. Put that on and do athlete stuff.
Yeah.
There's also plenty of new colors and configurations for the existing watches. Make yours one of a kind. Go check all those watches out by visiting vincerowatches.com/WWNMay and entering the promo code WEIRD15 at checkout to get 15% off your entire order. Exceptionally crafted, fairly priced. Get a Vincero watch at vincerowatches.com/WWNMay and use promo code WEIRD15. We're recording this too early to get the actual...
Yeah.
You get it.
We'll get it. But now that you know what time it is, it's time for headlines, starting with Australia far-right candidate who kidnapped kids says he wouldn't do it again.
Australia, like, really having a moment right now with just, like, absolute shitheads.
Yeah.
Seeking office, having office. This guy, he was involved... he's currently running under the One Nation Party, which is like their racist party. Although not racist enough for Fraser Anning, the guy who got egged. He left One Nation because he's like, no, not nearly xenophobic enough for my taste.
Yeah.
He started his own party. This guy...
None Nation.
Yeah. This guy, this One Nation guy, turns out, like, came out like, oh, he was one of these cops in this infamous case from the 90s where, like, him and a bunch of buddies, like, kidnapped a bunch of Aboriginal, like, youths and drove them, like, 20 miles out of town and, like, dumped them in the wilderness and stole their shoes. Like, he's like, that was me. You got me. That was me back when I was a cop. I used to kidnap indigenous kids and drive them out of town and take away their shoes. But, I wouldn't do it again.
Well, at least he learned.
Yeah.
He's showing promise, I guess.
So...
It'd be like if Mark Furman tried to run for Congress or something.
Look.
Okay, you got me.
Yes.
I'm the guy from one of the biggest trials of all time.
I was extremely dirty cop.
Yes. And now... what do? I spend my time going on Fox News as a talking head.
Yeah,
What a weird person to get as a trustworthy source
his
for
expertise is relied on a bit too much for my taste. But then again, like, Oliver North is a straight up, like, that man should be in prison for life for the shit he did with Iran-Contra, and he runs the NRA.
Well,
or at least he did.
Don't be too quick with that because there's a big internal war going on with the NRA.
I think he actually resigned, but I don't know. It's a mess. I love it.
Yeah.
You hate to see it, folks.
Yeah, you really do hate to see it. They're about to have potentially all their financials combed over because they're a nonprofit.
Yeah.
So a lot of internal struggles going on there apparently.
No.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
You really do. You really do. Moving on, though.
Wisconsin church distributes marijuana as sacrament.
They've been doing this in California for years.
It's the oldest trick. You say, oh, this is actually a Rastafarian church, and this is our sacrament.
Yeah.
If you want to take away our sacrament, it sounds like you are being very bigoted against our religion.
Yeah, you can't touch guns and you can't touch religion.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. And they interviewed a bunch of these people there. It's fucking hilarious. I wish I could just play the whole thing, but like, yeah, it's great. It's great. Good for them. Because it should be legal and they're not hurting anyone.
The Catholic Church gives out crackers and wine for free.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this?
You're allowed to drink, like, I never did as a kid, but they were always like, you can have the wine. I'm like, I'm fucking 10. I don't want wine.
It tastes like shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially
everyone's fucking mouth's been on it.
Yeah. Especially like cheap Blood of Christ wine.
Yeah.
You know they're not springing for the good stuff.
And it's all watered down.
Yeah.
Some fucking Carlo Rossi bullshit. Mm-hmm. Come on, Jesus.
Give us some weed, Jesus.
Good stuff.
Yeah, quit holding out on us, Jesus. Give us the good stuff.
Give me that sacrament.
He turned water into wine and it still tastes watered down. I don't know about this Jesus guy. His tricks are getting old.
You sure you changed all the water?
Mm-hmm. How about you bump it up a little bit? Let those
okay, I changed half the water into wine.
Guys, I can only do it so many times.
There's a lot of water. Look, you can still get a good buzz going.
It's fine. We're all here together. We're having a good time. Can you not fucking harsh everyone's mellow?
And you know what? With all that water, you're not going to get a hangover.
Exactly. Doing you a favor. Thanks, Jesus. Speaking of weed, 11 Ontario cannabis stores have been fined $12,500 for not being open yet.
Wow. Ontario sounds pretty cool.
Just that meme of Eric Andre, let me in! Yeah. Let me in!
The way they're doing it in Ontario, it's like, I think it's similar to how Vegas or Nevada did it, where it's like, they're like, there's a limited number of licenses,
Yeah.
So
if you're gonna get one, you gotta have
basically
supply.
if you get one, part of you getting that is you have to be like ready to go on opening day.
If we don't deny it, you better supply it.
For some reason, a bunch of these Ontario cannabis shops are not ready. I'm sure the reasons why are probably more complicated than like they don't want to make a fuck ton of money.
It's weird.
Yeah, who knows? Could be sabotage from the liquor industry. Could be what are they? Crown Royal up there? Could be.
I'm sure they have more than that. Molson?
Yeah. Could
Labatt?
Be, yeah.
Yeah.
They might have formed a cartel, and they're like, what if we get all of the marijuana licenses, and then we don't open the stores?
Yeah.
And then people will be like, fine, I'll go get another case of Labatt.
And a bag of milk.
And a big old bag of milk.
Well, they must hate money.
Yeah. Hamburglar strikes again. Feasts on $2,000 in meals using customers' McDonald's app. This also happened in Canada. It's some dude in Quebec is spending thousands of dollars on McDonald's using like hacked McDonald's app.
And just getting
credits.
away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So look for an extremely fat man.
Probably wearing a big flat hat with black and white robes and robber mask on, and followed around by a big purple, terrible-looking creature.
Pretty hard to miss. His car is full of rappers.
Yeah. We gotta stop making fun of Canada though, because someone hit me up on Twitter and they were like, "Oh, you think it's fun to make fun of Canada because of our trash?
I saw that.
Why don't you guys make fun of your own country?" And I was like,
we do?
That's
a lot?
Yeah, pretty much every episode. We talk very kindly of the Canadians.
If I've given you the impression that
I don't like Canada,
that I love this country and don't have problems with it, I'm sorry, but that is very much not the case.
Also, we've done great things to show how much we love Canada.
Yeah.
We brought Letterkenny to the United States, damn it.
I know. I do think we deserve some credit for that. Frankly.
Oh, sorry, guy.
Yeah.
It's okay. You had a trash ship, and you should get your trash. It's like one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Just get your trash.
You didn't commit war crimes.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't fund a coup. It's apples and oranges.
We're sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Look, we're the ones saying sorry now.
Wow.
Must feel weird.
Wow.
Wyoming man shoplifted at store, applied for job in same visit, police say.
Good cover.
It's a great, why would I?
Like the security's probably eyeballing him. Like, I'm pretty sure that guy's robbing us. But they're like, oh, he's just here for a job interview. What kind of weirdo would apply for a job with his pockets full of stolen goods?
Security job, so he could be like, I was just testing you guys, maybe you need to replace some people.
Yeah. By the way, I think you're missing a little bit of this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Didn't work though.
Oh, yeah, you don't say.
They got it.
Well, police said the headline, so I assume that it didn't work out for him.
No, it didn't.
If it was like store manager says, then it'd be
not
different.
only didn't get all that stuff he was trying to steal, he didn't get the job either.
Yeah.
So, sucks.
Yeah. Wyoming's already boring as it is. Sorry, Wyoming. But I imagine jail there is even worse.
Oh, you think it's so good over in California?
No, we make fun of California all the time. There's just more to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a Florida man one. Man who stole $300 from Kmart recently bought $8 million island, police say.
He's like, I just want to.
He bought an entire key.
There's so few Kmarts left. He really just was. This is a person who, this is all theoretical. In my mind, like back in the 80s when Kmart was killing it, like there was some like customer service issue where like he was just like, fuck this company. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna dedicate my life to ruining this company.
Yeah.
And like this is the last petty thing he could do before moving into his big private island.
Yeah. I mean, it does.
Kmart Island, he called it.
It raises the question of like, did he raise that $8 million for his private key island through like decades of ripping off Kmart?
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
If so, pretty good grift. But they got him this time. He wasn't even like shoplifting. He bought a bunch of stuff and then returned it, and the boxes were like full of rocks instead of like the shit.
What
like,
a scam!
Real amateur move.
Yeah.
But yeah, he owns an $8 million island, and
well, he should
still
go there.
shoplifts.
He should go there.
Because for some people,
they do it for the thrill.
Yeah, it's not about the money.
Well, but that's not like the thrill of shoplifting is like the thrill of stealing it and getting away with it or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is like
a return scam.
There's not really a thrill in
it's
this.
not even shoplifting. It's just shitty fraud that like as soon as they open the box, they're gonna be like, hey, roll back the security camera footage.
Yeah.
Someone ripped us off.
Yeah. These are rocks, sir.
Oh, and he paid with a credit card? Okay,
well,
cool.
Let's go get him.
Well, let's go get him.
Yeah.
Well, guess he won't get to enjoy that island now.
Yeah. Pope Francis urges hairdressers to stop gossiping. Really? That's the most important thing on your plate?
It's just, he's like, well, I've got you here. You
guys always talk.
You don't get all these hairdressers in one room all that often. So while you're here, Jesus, whatever. But also, stop gossiping. Especially if you're speaking a different language, because it's like, when you're getting your hair cut, and they're talking in, I don't know what language it is. They're like, are they talking shit on me? Because I'm the Pope?
Now, it's probably all the confessions. It's they get a hairdresser in there, and it's yap, 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 yap.
Yeah.
You're wasting the priest's time.
Yeah, that could also be it. Anyway, it's good to see the Pope tackling the real issues.
The real issues facing the world.
Hairdressers, zip it. Shut your trap. Cut the hair and shut up. Snip, snip, and zip, zip.
Yeah. Jesus.
250 new herpes cases a day reported during Coachella Music Festival. And that extended into Stagecoach, apparently,
of course,
as well.
yeah. This is like, there's a website, apparently, where you can just take a picture.
Alert?
Where you can take a picture of your junk, and they're like, yep, they've got it.
Yeah, it's an app called Herp Alert, where you, it's like supposed to, you get in touch with doctors if you think you have herpes, and they said, in the, Tri-County area of LA, Riverside, and Orange, or whatever, I don't know. What county is Coachella in? Who cares? But that SoCal area, they said it's usually 12 people a week, and then it was 250 people a day.
Well, even so if Coachella has 100,000 people and there's 250 people a day getting the herpes,
that's still pretty low.
Those are low numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
very small percentage.
It's pretty high by herpes app standards.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It sounds like they're at least being responsible, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were super, the only way to prevent herpes, 100%, is abstinence.
Don't touch anything or anyone.
No.
Keep everything. Saran wrap your whole body when you go anywhere.
If you can't do that, it's at least good to keep tabs on your body and try to see a doctor if there's something a bit weird of it. I mean, supposedly, it doesn't everyone have fucking herpes and HPV.
Even on the low end, it's 1 in 4.
Yeah,
and this is 250 out of 100,000.
Yeah. It's something crazy. It's even the people who aren't symptomatic are carrying it, and in a generation that'll just be part of the human genome.
Yeah.
It's we all have this fucking disease that puts
fucking Coachella
zits on our dicks and gives women ovarian cancer.
This is all Coachella's fault.
Yeah.
They're gonna trace it back to this because this story.
Yeah, they're gonna name the new strain of herpes Coachellum
Bonnaroophum.
But yeah.
Lollapalooza.
1,550 years ago, someone ate a rattlesnake hole, and we have the poo to prove it.
Yeah, it had the fangs and bones in it and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
The entire rattlesnake, raw, not even cooked.
That's why we're so tough now.
This is in the deserts of Texas in the year 400. And the guy just had that rattlesnake, ate the whole goddamn thing, and shit it out, including the fangs.
What about the rattle? Did he keep the rattle in him?
I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think they mentioned, but so they couldn't figure out why he did it. That would be a cool one. So he could be they're like, how the fuck did you do that? He's like, I'm part snake.
Live spaghetti. Delicious.
Yeah. They were saying oh, maybe it was a dare.
A dare?
Yeah.
It was fucking 1,500 years ago. You don't know what it was. He was probably starving.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him.
He's a legend.
Absolute legend, yeah.
Here we are, 1,500 years later, talking about it.
If there was TikTok when he was doing that snaking, the man would be trending, for
Absolutely,
sure.
Yeah.
He would be viral. He'd be on Ellen.
Like the lady that sucked the cucumber.
What? Oh, the grapefruit.
Grapefruit. Oh, yeah. No, but didn't she put something through it?
I think it was a dildo. I don't know. If you don't know what we're talking about, just Google grapefruit blowjob and have a great time with it.
Yeah. You can now buy Crocs with miniature fanny packs on them. Is it the fanny pack one like this, or is it the Crocs that and they have fanny packs?
Crocs, the rubbery shoes, and now each shoe has a little tiny fanny pack on the back that you can
Healy
store
pack.
like
Your weed.
Yeah, back in the day, that's what there was all sorts of brands specifically building.
There's Osiris skate shoes had it in the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole industry of weed clothes with secret compartments.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think Crocs has too much crossover with that demographic.
You'd be surprised. They're actually pretty popular with young hip weirdos.
Yeah, who's that bowl cut guy that wears them?
I don't know, but
That rapper with bowl cut?
I don't think he wears them, does he? Oliver Tree? Not to be confused with Oliver North. What's his name? Post Malone.
Oh yeah,
he had his own Crocs.
Yeah, he's got his own Crocs.
And I saw the ones that they did. They make the fanny packs out of Crocs. There was and I got my finger on the pulse, as we all know.
It all is very
strange,
ugly.
Yeah,
and I don't like it. But
Crocs are for chefs. Keep those feet comfy in the kitchen.
I mean that's fair. Mm-hmm. I've never tried them on.
Apparently they're comfy.
If they must be, because there's no other reason. Mm-hmm. Aren't they dangerous on escalators though? Like they can suck your foot into it.
I don't know.
You lose your leg.
I don't know.
Well, you can try that one out yourself.
Yeah.
Final headline: the dead may outnumber the living on Facebook within 50 years.
And that's just basic math, baby.
It is. They did a bunch of projections and.
Well, also with everyone deleting their Facebook.
Everyone either deleting their Facebook or forgetting about it. I mean, I know that
it's gonna be a digital cemetery.
I'm 33 years old and I know multiple dead people who left behind a fucking Facebook account that's just sort of there.
Yeah.
Forever, apparently.
Yeah, before I completely quit the site, it was the only thing that would ever be on my high school graduating year Facebook group was just death notices.
Yeah.
For years, hey, here's who died this year.
Yeah, here's his profile.
Yeah.
It's just sort of there.
Why don't you go leave a nice comment for the family?
God, that shit fucking creeps me out. I get that people grieve in different ways, but it is very off-putting and unsettling when people leave notes to dead people on their profiles.
Hey,
not a fan.
Eat some grapes off some naked chicks up there for me.
Yeah, it's just hard to be sincere and real.
Yeah.
Because there are comments not that flippant, but I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like it. Delete your Facebook because you might die any second now, and then it's just there.
Yeah.
Your family, there's a way to turn your profile into a memorial or delete it. Your family is too old and dumb to know how to do that. Your profile is just going to be there forever with that picture of you, rolling a fucking joint. That's going to be your profile picture until the end of the world.
Yeah.
Do you want that?
Yes.
Get rid of it.
Yes, actually they do.
Yeah.
But once you get to heaven, no holds barred, just the most debaucherous party you've ever been to.
Yeah, baby. Rolling joints up there with Bob Marley, right? Say hi to... Ugh, hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Anyways, that's it for Weekly Weird News this week. Stay tuned. We might have an episode of News Dump for you. But if not, hey, you got an early Weekly Weird News. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm getting married this weekend. Elliot's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's pretty much it.
Sipping mint juleps on the deck of the plantation where the wedding is being held.
No, you'll be eating peaches and pecans and boiled peanuts and Vidalia onions.
Boiled peanuts?
And drinking Sweetwater 420 ale.
Well, it all sounds lovely. Whatever it is.
Yes. Anyways, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye-bye.